Remember when high school cheerleading was as simple as give me a T and 3 shakes of a pom-pom? Well, these days it's a sport all its own. And why not? Cheerleaders work as hard as the best of jocks. Bob Brown has the story of what it takes to be tops on the sidelines. And if you've ever been part of a team effort, you may recognize yourself.
It is one of the worst winters of the century in Mississippi, in a town whose name conjures images of a place in the sun, Southaven. School is closed on this day in early February, and the team's basketball game has been canceled.
Okay, ready? Get in line, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So why did the cheerleaders show up?
Just concentrate on every little tiny thing.
Well, these kids, and not the team, are going off to a national competition, the high school cheerleading championship in Orlando, Florida. They have a month left to practice, and there's going to be a lot of sweat, tears, and injuries before they wind up looking and sounding as cheerful as they're supposed to. They are very intense, practicing up to 4 hours a day, including Saturdays and Sundays. Leanne Canada is here with a heavy pad around her knee because of surgery to remove a bone chip. She is a senior, and this will be her last chance with a squad that's contending for the title.
You just get real sore until you get used to doing what you're doing. I chipped a bone off cheerleading, and they took it out, and then I did it again cheering at a football game. This is my last time. No matter what, I'm going to go ahead and go through with it.
Come on, get in line. Get in line, come on.
The coaches take this seriously, too. They hardly ever smile.
Yeah, everything.
Greg Schoen is coordinating the tumbling and gymnastics. That's the part that got Keith Eldred interested. He is Southaven's first male cheerleader. Evidence that although cheerleading has traditionally been a colorful sidelight to sport, it is now a sport in itself.
Should have been down here.
And that's not all. The other coach, Jane Leather, is here to choreograph a dance.
Okay, pull out from the very, very, very beginning.
All the show business you see on the sidelines at pro games is a component here as well.
Okay, ready? Smile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And she runs these routines like a drill sergeant.
This side, come out, here. Kelly, get out. Turn to the side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Y'all, that was terrible. Y'all, I need to go over the whole thing again. Stand up and just walk around. Okay.
The cheer, the tumbling, the dance will form the elements in the 3-minute routine that's being developed for the championship. And the reservoir of adrenaline that's being pumped into the long practices will also give these cheerleaders something to marvel about at their 25th reunion.
This will be something that, you can remember for the rest of my life.
And just like high school varsity teams, these kids also perform the kind of activity that helps bind a small town like Southaven together. There's no money in the school budget to support their trip to Orlando, so sponsors are holding this spaghetti dinner to raise some of the $10,000 necessary for the travel expenses.
Well, this is delightful. We're so glad to see you.
If this happens in Nationals, what are you going to do? Down, Becky, I can't do it.
There is one major problem heading into the competition, and that is in the pyramid formations Greg Schoen is putting together.
So let's go.
They gain a lot of points from the judges, but they're risky, and this complicated maneuver isn't working at all. As the formation breaks up, Keith Eldred is supposed to flip over it from a trampoline. If you watch carefully, you'll see that he accidentally clips one of the cheerleaders standing at the front.
I'll tell y'all one thing. Right now, it's to the point where things are going to have to change. Right now, looking at this, it does not look to me like y'all want to win. Y'all do not realize one fall, y'all might as well have stayed home. Y'all didn't do what was expected of you, but y'all gonna have to start now. I mean, I want to see everybody tomorrow get here for practice and be 100%. And you better be.
You may remember images of cheerleaders at bonfires and pep rallies and games, catching eyes as they walk down the hallways. Well, here's another image to remember. It will be repeated day after day until the squad takes off for Florida. The flight to Florida was the first plane trip of their lives for some of these cheerleaders, who put on their Southaven uniforms to take the ride. There's been another injury. Shelley Page is on crutches after falling off one of the pyramids. Leanne Canada, however, is recovering from her knee injury and will be able to perform. When the cheerleaders arrive at SeaWorld, where the competition will be held, they get their first glimpse of the other squads, spreading out on the grass around the arena, taking every spare moment for practice.
Red and black are fit. Hell yes. 3, 1, kill.
As you might imagine, Shone and Jane Leather have altered the Southaven pyramids, eliminating the risky trampoline flip and pulling the formations closer together.
We ran into some inconsistency, and so we came up with 2 new pyramid ideas that they feel more comfortable with, and we added some visual effect to it, and it's real effective.
Are the girls starting to feel the pressure of being here now?
We're really interested to see how they're going to perform under the pressure and stuff, actually being out in front of a lot of people. This is really the true test right here.
37 squads have made the national finals, and on the first day, judges will weed the field down to 10.
From Southaven, Mississippi, the Chargers from Southaven Varsity.
Southaven nails its new pyramid, hitting a tighter, stronger formation. But they and the other squads will also be judged on crowd appeal, when all those long practices in all those school gymnasiums become a montage of routines from around the country. Before the judges' tallies are even announced, and despite the fact that the pyramid and the tumbling went well, the Southaven squad is in a somber mood about their performance.
Where was the crowd feel? Where was the enthusiasm? I mean, like, you know.
Y'all, listen, the crowd is not going to totally support y'all. Y'all have got to earn it. Y'all are going to have to show that you enjoy what you're doing. Even through the cheer is the hardest thing to get into, but you've got to do it.
But when the results are announced, Southaven is in the top 10. They'll have a shot at the championship the next day.
Great experience, great feeling.
For 27 other squads, it is a bittersweet moment.
Something we're always going to remember, huh? It's a total squad type of thing. We share that with the reserves. We do it with everybody else, huh? God love you. God love
you. Backstage before the finals, the Southaven kids have a lot on their minds. It includes the hours of practice, the crowds, and the spaghetti dinner fundraisers that help get them here.
can't just do it for ourselves. We have to do it for our community, our school, everybody. We have to do good.
Next, the defending national champions, Cleveland County High School.
The cheerleaders watch their rival groups perform from out front. And the final routines you see here represent two different styles of competition. Greenup, Kentucky has won this championship 4 years running, coming from the same closely knit traditions that are also part of Southaven style, built around the traditional team cheer. The other style is represented by this group from Los Alamitos, California. It's more showy and acrobatic. Half the squad is male, and they even have breakaway costumes. The crowd seem to love it. This was Southaven's final turn, one last repeat of the routine that got them into the top 10. Shelley Page, the junior who arrived at the airport on crutches, watched from the audience.
That's the only thing I wanted to be out there so bad. And I got hurt.
The squad gave its best performance, synchronizing its tumbling, holding the pyramids straight and symmetrical. But the national championship escaped them once again.
National champions, Los Alamitos.
In a victory that marked a kind of turning point, favoring the intricate maneuvers of the California squads, the acrobatic Los Alamitos cheerleaders took the championship, winning by a fraction over Southaven. But it was nevertheless a happy moment for Southaven. Second place for the second year in a row, and nothing to regret about the performance they had given. The emotion that had accumulated through the practices and the competition finally caught up with them when the awards were over. Leanne Canada, one of 5 graduating seniors.
I'm gonna miss them.
Well, do you think you'll be looking back 10, 15, 20 years? And
Definitely.
what will you be thinking about yourself?
I don't know. We just don't want to be split up.
Yeah.
We left the squad standing by a bus at the back of the arena with time to themselves. This all may have seemed like a lot of effort and trouble to demonstrate school spirit, but it's also what school's about. Taking a group of kids, giving them a goal, making them cohesive, and hoping they learn something from each other.
So just know that you've done your best, and that's all you can do. It's the best feeling in the world.
It's typically American, isn't it, Bob?
Especially in that part of the country.
I want to know something. When you chose this team, and they came in number 2, which means they were pretty good, out of all of the teams in the country, how did 2020 choose this team?
Well, there were 2 reasons. One was that they were the runners-up last year.
So
we
knew that
they were very good, and they still had that elusive goal to reach for.
Yeah.
The other was that they were from the South. And although all of the groups in the competition were closely knit, in the South, it's almost a family tradition, so we knew we'd have good results.
If they came in number 1, everybody would have said you fixed it.
We were a little concerned about that, not that we didn't want them to win, but...
Yeah. Well, we congratulate them for being number 2. You know, we're so used to seeing cheerleaders at college football games, you know, rah, 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 kind of sex symbols, and it's very charming to see this side of it. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.